allergies be killing me right now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Prom season is here and I cannot be any more excited to film this video than all of my other videos that I also get excited for, but today is very exciting. Let's address the elephant in the room. It's actually kind of funny because on my prom night, I remember I had a huge zit like this, but like somewhere around my mouth or something, and I remember freaking out because it literally popped up the night before prom, and it just, you know, like it gets bigger until it's ready to like pop, or like it slowly starts to go away by itself. But I just remember the lady at the salon tried to cover up that pimple with like the whitest concealer ever and accentuated that spot even more. White, like lighter than your skin concealers, does not work when it comes to covering up blemishes or like a spot, for example, like a specific spot. It's actually better to cover up with a darker concealer and then top it off with the color that fits your skin tone. Or nowadays, everybody color corrects, which in this case, green color corrector cancels out red spots. So I'm actually kind of glad that this came up for any of you that has an issue like this. I'm going to show you how we can diminish the look of this ginormous red throbbing pimple, but just remember, we can always hide and conceal discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and spots, but you can't cover or hide texture. We can do things to make it better, but texture can't be covered, unfortunately. By the way, guys, most of the products that I'll be using is going to be drugstore / affordable items, except for a few products like what goes on my face, or pretty much just foundation itself, but everything else is drugstore or more very affordable products. Here comes the cat ear. So prom makeup is all about making sure your makeup stays exactly the way you applied it throughout the entire night. So we're going to focus on a lot of the products that is going to help you maintain that, which is the reason why some of the face products are going to be on the higher end. I'm going to start out with primer, and this is a primer that I've been recently really loving. This is by Etude House, and it's their Face Blur Smoothing. What is this? I guess it's just called Face Blur Primer, but what it does is it helps smoothen, hide your pores, and brighten your skin tone. So on the case where my skin right now, it looks very dull because I'm just at a special day or week of the month where I'm breaking out a lot. So this is going to help me like brighten my skin, and it's also going to help me diminish the look of my pores. Gosh, this pimple hurts so much. Next, I'm going to spray a primer spray, and usually I don't spray a primer spray because I just end up doing a makeup setting spray in the end. But to ensure that this makeup is going to last even longer, I'm also going to do a primer spray, and the one I'm using is the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Complexion Prep Spray. Now this one in particular helps reduce redness, minimize pores, and also helps you absorb oil. So I've been really liking this, and this is the travel size. Woo! I always make that woof noise every time I spray. Now that your face is primed and prepped, we are all ready to start on our makeup. Usually I do my foundation and concealer first, but before we do all that, I am going to cancel out all of these redness here. So for that, I'll be using my absolute favorite, which is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is the color corrector in green. Every time I get a blemish like this, I always use this one. There is a discount code. You guys can use this. I mean, this is already super affordable, but if you want to save even more, there is a discount code, and I will put it right here, and also a link down below so you guys can check it out yourself too. By the way, before you apply anything directly on the blemish itself, make sure that the wound or the blemish itself isn't open. Make sure that it's like dried out, and that it's okay for you to apply products on top. This is like the hormonal area for all women, so I usually like to just apply a little bit on here too. Now to blend this out, you can totally use your fingers, but I feel like using your fingers is gonna melt down the product a little too much, so I'm actually going to use a brush. The only thing that you shouldn't do is use a beauty blender because it's gonna soak up too much product. And if you're gonna use the beauty blender to apply your foundation, you shouldn't mix and cross-contaminate both or the beauty blender. So make sure you use 2 different tools to apply and blend out the foundation and the color corrector. And it's totally okay if it looks very patchy like this because it's actually supposed to. You're not trying to conceal the blemish with the color corrector, you're just trying to cancel out the discoloration. So as you can see, it evened out all of the redness. Now it looks pretty much just flat on with just patches of green tones, but that's okay because we're gonna be applying foundation on top. For foundation today, we'll be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Foundation. The reason why I chose this foundation is because it literally stays on all night. I love the finish of it. It gives you like a matte finish, but it's not super matte where you feel very tight and tuggy. And since it's your prom night, you're gonna be dancing the night away and you're gonna be sweating because it's summer and there's a lot of people in there in a small area or big or whatever it is. There's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna be very crowded and you're definitely gonna be sweating, and this foundation helps with your sweat because it doesn't melt your foundation off. It just kind of like glides on top of it so you can easily wipe it or tap it down. So we're just gonna get a little bit of that everywhere using my Morphe E6 brush. So don't apply the foundation onto your neck, but make sure you also slightly blend it down because you're going to be taking a lot of flash photography since it's nighttime and you want your photos to look bright. So just to ensure that your head isn't floating around, you want to just kind of lightly blend it down but not apply the foundation to your neck directly because that is also not cute. Just lightly blend it downwards. My neck actually looks a little red/pink in my LCD screen, but that's because it's actually really hot in here and I'm like slightly burning up in this like dress. For concealer today, we're actually not going to be using Tarte's Shape Tape, although you could if you really want to, but I just wanted to get back to my old fave, which is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is also very, very water resistant, so I highly recommend this on special nights like this where you're going to be dancing and sweating a lot. So this is what we'll be using today. Since we have some left over, I'm gonna apply it to my T-zone as well. See, I like that really subtle brightness underneath the eyes. I don't like it too drastic because, girl, it does not look cute in photos. Like, all pro artists will tell you no one's gonna do like 5 shades lighter for your under eyes compared to your skin tone. A little bit of brightness is just the perfect amount. I had to change my battery, so apologies if the frame shifted. So setting your makeup is key when it comes to longwear photo-friendly makeup, but it's also very important that you don't use loose powder that has too much silicone, or else you're gonna just look like you have patches of white powder everywhere on your face. Again, I went back to my old fave, which is the Coty Airspun loose powder. This is like so affordable and so good. So we're gonna be setting our face with this powder, but at the same time we're also going to bake. So I'm going to start with underneath my eyes. And don't be afraid to be very generous with this powder. And when you start to look like a clown, that means you're doing everything right. I only did this right here just so that I can use it to set the rest of my face, but don't let this area bake too much because you can also do that after you have already contoured. So just using a fluffy brush like this one, I'm using Morphe E52 brush. I'm just going to lightly dust the powder, and on the areas where you covered the blemish, just kind of tap it instead of swirling it. Same thing with the forehead, just kind of tap. And I'm just going to leave underneath my eyes as it is so that it can take some time to bake and also catch all the fallouts from our eyeshadows. Alright, I'm gonna go off camera to do my brows really quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and did my eyebrows. I also primed my eyelids using the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, but feel free to use whatever eye primer that works for you. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to bring you guys a little closer so we can get started on our eye makeup. So for today's eye look, I asked you guys on Snapchat if you guys wanted a more natural prom makeup or like full glam makeup, and I think literally like 95% of you said full glam. So I'm going to try and do something towards that, but easier for you guys to follow. You know what I mean? So for majority of the eyeshadows, we'll be using the Morphe 25B palette. Looks like this. There is a discount code that you guys can use as well. I'm gonna use this shade as a transition shade first. I'm using Morphe Y15 brush. I love the Y collection. And I'm just going to pop that pretty much all over the crease area. Just make sure you apply it right below the eye socket. For the second transition color, I'm going to use that color right there. And I'm going to use the same brush for that as well. And I'm just applying that like right below where that first transition shade was. I'm going to use a clean brush with nothing on it. This is a Morphe brush, but it doesn't have a name on it. But literally just any kind of blending brush like this that's clean. You're just gonna use it to clean up the harsh lines. So now we're gonna go ahead and apply the main color for this look, which is this shade right here. I custom made this palette. This is a Makeup Forever eyeshadow palette. Unfortunately, I don't know what color this is. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't even know how to get this shadow out of this palette either. So I'll try to find it and link it down below. If not, you can literally just use any kind of shadow that is similar to this. This is very like a taupey gray color. It comes off very silver on camera, but it's like a taupey gray. I'm going to use my favorite shader brush, which is the Real Techniques brush. I'm applying it dry first, and if I feel like I want it even more intense, then I'll wet it. But this eyeshadow is like pretty much set on its own, applied dry. And we're not doing a cut crease, so don't apply it like so harshly right there. Try to kind of blend it out, like if you can, not too far up, but just kind of like lightly. Now I'm going to grab another flat brush, and this is the Sigma Firm Shader Brush in E57. I'm going to grab this color right here, which is like really cool tone brown, almost black, but not all the way black. And I'm just going to apply that right on the outer corner. The reason why we're not using black is because I want like the black liner that we'll be doing later to be more black than the eyeshadow, so that you can differentiate the shadow and the liner. And then we're gonna go back to that second transition shade and just soften that out. Actually, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. We're going to go back to our main shade right here and also apply that on the lower lash line. Then we're going to go back to the darkest color and apply it on the outer corner of our lower lash line. Feel free to smoke out the lower lash line as much as you'd like. I think I'm pretty satisfied with this amount, so I'm just going to stop right here. And once everything is good and you're satisfied, I'm going to use that shade right there to just highlight the brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes, and I'm using the Clio Kill Black Waterproof Pen Liner. Feel free to use any kind of pen liner that you'd like. I just need it to be waterproof and a pen and like an ink pen, because I really want that like firm, sharp line going like outwards. I don't want my eyeliner too thick because I want my lashes to still be very visible. So now I'm just going to line my lower lash line. I think I'm actually going to tightline just a tiny bit, maybe just like outer half. I'm using the Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal Liner in Blackest Black. I'm going to go back to the outer corner shade and just lightly smoke that out. Gonna curl the lashes now. For lashes, I'm gonna be using the Salon Perfect Go Glam Lashes in Demi Wispies. This is pretty much like a dupe for Ardell lashes, which Ardell lashes are already pretty affordable, but this is even more affordable than that, and it's like exact dupe for it. Woohoo! Yes! These are so comfortable. Then just apply your favorite mascara on your lower lash line, or your lower lashes. Make sure your lashes are really brushed out because you don't want none of that clumpy, spidery leg lashes. To finish off the face, I'm gonna use my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. This is the highlight and contour palette in the matte version. There's another one exactly like this and they're all shimmer. I'm not gonna use that one. This is the matte one because we're gonna bronze / contour with it. I love this color. I'm gonna use the middle shade right there to contour my nose. Look at that. Perfect shade to contour your nose with. For blush, I'm going to be using my favorite blush at the moment. It's the LA Girl Just Blushing Blush, and this is in the color Just Natural. I've literally been using this blush for like, I don't know, it's in like every single one of my videos recently. I need to stop using this blush. You guys are probably like really tired of it, but I can't help it. Like, look how pretty that is. Alright, for highlight, which I think is very, very important for your prom night because you want to be glowing from within, but yet still stay on the affordable side. This is my all-time favorite. It's the Makeup Revolution Vivid Highlighter, and the one I have is in Radiant Lights. There's also like a gold one. I haven't tried that yet. I know you guys are all like telling me to try the gold one. It's like even more amazing, but I will get it once it's available. It's been sold out for like 2 million years. I don't know. I'm gonna use my Morphe Y14 brush for that. When you think you applied enough, just apply more. For lips, I'm surprisingly not going to apply a liquid lipstick because you're going to be eating dinner, you're going to be taking a lot of pictures, you're going to have to reapply, and I don't want the liquid lipstick to get crusty and like missing in the middle area after you eat, and if you retouch that, it's gonna get really cakey and start like cracking and separating. So just to prevent you from all that, I'm gonna just use a lip paint, and the one I'm using is by L'Oreal. It's their Infallible Paint, and this is in the color Spicy Blush. I've been wearing this pretty much like every day, and it's like so comfortable to wear. Like, this applicator makes it so easy to just like line. Look how easy that was. Yeah, this like mimics the look of a liquid lipstick, but it's glossy enough so that you look hydrated, like your lips look hydrated, and you can reapply after dinner, after dancing, whenever, and it won't like stack on top of each other and look cakey and start separating. All right, so we're not finished quite yet because you really need all this hard work to last all night. So I'm going to be setting everything with the SKINDINAVIA Makeup Finishing Spray. I use this on my client. This is the bridal version, but I really like this for myself too, for like an everyday. So I've been using this, and that's what we'll be using today. Give it to me. Woo! See, I just did it again. And do you see how I covered this pimple right here? Gone. Alright guys, that completes my prom makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys recreate this look and wear it for your prom. Please, please, please tag me and feel free to send me photos if you do recreate this look for your prom. I would love to see it and like show everyone else that you've recreated it. So please don't forget to tag me on all of my other social medias. I'll be sure to reply and thank you for recreating it. Other than that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see next, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!